Hello and welcome to today's episode. I'm really glad you're here. In this episode, we're going to talk about something that almost everyone in the world is searching for: happiness. We all want to feel good, satisfied, and at peace with our lives. But what actually makes us happy? Is it money, success, love, or something else? And more importantly, what does science say about happiness? Today, we'll explore what researchers and psychologists have discovered about happiness, and we'll focus on practical things that actually work in real life. By the end of this episode, you'll have a clearer idea of what you can do to feel happier in your everyday life. Let's start with a simple question: what is happiness? Many people think happiness means always feeling positive emotions like joy, excitement, or pleasure. But in psychology, happiness is often described in a deeper way. It's not only about short moments of pleasure. It's also about long-term satisfaction, meaning, and a sense that your life is going in the right direction. Scientists often use two main concepts. The first is hedonic happiness, which is about pleasure and avoiding pain. The second is eudaimonic happiness, which is about living a meaningful life, growing as a person, and using your abilities in a good way. Real happiness usually includes both of these: enjoying life in the moment and feeling that your life has purpose. Now, you might wonder, can happiness be measured? Surprisingly, yes. Researchers use surveys and long-term studies to ask people about their emotions, their life satisfaction, and their daily experiences. One of the most famous studies is the Harvard Study of Adult Development. This study followed people for more than 80 years, tracking their health, relationships, work, and happiness. The results showed something very interesting. The strongest predictor of long-term happiness and health was not wealth or fame, but good relationships. This brings us to our first big idea: strong social connections are one of the most important factors for happiness. People who have close friends, supportive family members, or a loving partner tend to be happier and healthier. They also live longer. Even just having someone you can talk to when you feel stressed can make a huge difference. But relationships don't just happen by accident. They need time and effort. Simple actions, like sending a message to a friend, meeting someone for coffee, or listening carefully when someone talks about their problems, can strengthen your social bonds. Many people today are very busy or spend a lot of time online, and this can reduce real-life contact. Science suggests that investing time in real, meaningful relationships is one of the best happiness strategies you can use. Let's move to another common belief: money brings happiness. This idea is partly true and partly false. Studies show that money does increase happiness when people are poor and cannot meet their basic needs. If you don't have enough food, safe housing, or access to healthcare, more money will clearly improve your life and your happiness. However, once people reach a certain level of financial comfort, the effect of extra money becomes much smaller. In many countries, researchers found that after people earn enough to live comfortably, additional income has a limited impact on their daily happiness. People quickly get used to higher salaries, bigger houses, or better cars. This is called hedonic adaptation. It means that we adapt to positive changes, and they stop making us as happy as they did at the beginning. Think about the last time you bought something you really wanted. Maybe it was a new phone, new clothes, or something for your home. At first, you probably felt excited. But after a few weeks or months, that feeling became normal. The new object became just another part of your life. This doesn't mean that buying things is bad, but it shows that material things alone usually don't create lasting happiness. So if buying more things is not the answer, what should we focus on instead? Research suggests that spending money on experiences rather than objects often leads to more happiness. Experiences like traveling, going to a concert, taking a class, or even having dinner with friends create memories. These memories stay with us and become part of our personal story. They also often involve other people, which strengthens relationships and increases happiness even more. Another important factor in happiness is gratitude. Gratitude means noticing and appreciating the good things in your life, even small ones. Psychologists have done experiments where people write down 3 things they are grateful for every day or every week. After several weeks, many participants report feeling more positive, less stressed, and more satisfied with their lives. Gratitude works because our brains naturally focus on problems and dangers. This was useful for survival in the past, but today it can make us ignore the positive parts of our lives. By practicing gratitude, we train our minds to pay attention to what is going well, not only what is going wrong. You can try a simple exercise. Every evening, before you go to sleep, think about 3 good things that happened during the day. They don't have to be big events. Maybe someone smiled at you, you finished a task at work, or you enjoyed a good meal. Over time, this habit can change the way you see your life. Let's talk about another idea that science strongly supports: helping others makes us happier. This might sound surprising at first. You might think that giving your time or money away would reduce your own happiness. But studies show the opposite. People who volunteer, help their neighbors, or do kind things for others often report higher levels of happiness and life satisfaction. There are several reasons for this. First, helping others creates a sense of purpose. You feel that your actions matter and that you are contributing to something bigger than yourself. Second, acts of kindness often improve your relationships and make you feel more connected to others. Third, doing something good can create positive emotions like pride, warmth, and joy. This doesn't mean you need to do something huge, like start a charity or change the world. Small acts of kindness are also powerful. Holding the door for someone, giving a compliment, or helping a colleague with a task can improve both their mood and yours. Another key factor in happiness is physical health. Our minds and bodies are closely connected. Regular exercise, enough sleep, and a healthy diet can significantly influence how we feel emotionally. For example, exercise releases chemicals in the brain called endorphins, which can reduce stress and increase positive feelings. You don't have to become a professional athlete to get these benefits. Even moderate activity, like walking for 20 or 30 minutes a day, can improve mood and reduce anxiety. Sleep is also extremely important. When we don't sleep enough, we often feel irritable, stressed, and less able to enjoy life. Good sleep helps our brains process emotions and recover from daily stress. Now let's discuss a concept called flow. Flow is a state in which you are fully focused on an activity, and you lose track of time because you are so involved in what you are doing. This idea was studied by psychologist Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. People often experience flow when they are doing something that is challenging but still possible for them, like playing a musical instrument, solving a problem, writing, cooking, or playing sports. During flow, people often feel deeply satisfied and engaged. They are not worried about the past or the future. They are simply present in the moment. Activities that create flow can increase happiness because they combine enjoyment with a sense of progress and achievement. To experience more flow in your life, you can try to find activities that match your skills and interests. If something is too easy, you may feel bored. If it is too difficult, you may feel stressed. The best zone is in the middle, where the task pushes you a little but is still possible. Another interesting finding from happiness research is that our thoughts and attitudes play a big role in how we feel. Two people can experience the same situation but react very differently. One person might see a problem as a disaster, while another might see it as a challenge or a chance to learn. This is related to something called cognitive framing, or how we interpret events. For example, imagine you don't get a job you applied for. You could think, "I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed." This type of thinking often leads to sadness and low motivation. But you could also think, "This is disappointing, but maybe there is a better opportunity for me somewhere else." This second way of thinking doesn't deny the negative feelings, but it keeps hope and motivation alive. Psychologists often teach techniques from cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, to help people notice and change unhelpful thought patterns. By becoming more aware of our thoughts, we can learn to replace extremely negative or unrealistic ideas with more balanced and realistic ones. Over time, this can improve both mood and resilience. Let's also talk about goals and achievement. Many people believe that they will be happy when they achieve something, when they get a promotion, when they buy a house, or when they reach a certain age. While achieving goals can bring satisfaction, research shows that the process of working toward a goal is often more important than the final result. Having clear, meaningful goals gives structure to our lives. It gives us a reason to wake up in the morning and a direction for our energy. But it's important that these goals are connected to our personal values, not only to social pressure or what others expect from us. Goals that reflect what truly matters to you are more likely to increase long-term happiness. Another key idea in the science of happiness is mindfulness. Mindfulness means paying attention to the present moment in a calm and non-judgmental way. Instead of constantly thinking about the past or worrying about the future, you focus on what is happening right now, your breathing, your body, your surroundings, or the task you are doing. Research shows that mindfulness practices, such as meditation, can reduce stress, improve concentration, and increase emotional well-being. Even short daily practices, like spending 5 minutes focusing on your breath or carefully noticing the taste and texture of your food while eating, can help you feel more grounded and less overwhelmed. Of course, it's important to remember that happiness is not about feeling good all the time. All human lives include difficult moments, sadness, stress, and loss. In fact, trying to avoid all negative emotions can sometimes make us feel worse. Healthy happiness includes the ability to accept and manage negative feelings, not only to chase positive ones. Resilience is the ability to recover from difficulties and continue moving forward. People who are resilient are not people who never feel sad or stressed. They are people who have tools and support systems that help them deal with challenges. Strong relationships, realistic thinking, and good self-care all contribute to resilience. As we come closer to the end of this episode, let's review some of the key ideas from the science of happiness that actually work in real life. First, invest in your relationships. Spend time with people who support you and make you feel understood. Make an effort to stay in touch and to be present when you are with them. Second, remember that money is important for meeting basic needs, but beyond that, it has limited power to increase happiness. Experiences in relationships usually bring more lasting joy than material things. Third, practice gratitude. Regularly noticing what is good in your life can shift your attention away from constant problems and help you feel more positive. Fourth, help others. Acts of kindness and generosity often increase your own happiness and create a stronger sense of purpose. Fifth, take care of your body. Exercise, sleep, and healthy habits are not only good for physical health but also for emotional well-being. Sixth, look for activities that create flow. Being deeply engaged in something meaningful can bring a strong sense of satisfaction. Seventh, pay attention to your thoughts. Learning to question extremely negative or unrealistic ideas can improve your mood and your ability to handle stress. Eighth, set meaningful goals and enjoy the process of working toward them, not only the final result. And finally, practice mindfulness and learn to accept that life includes both positive and negative emotions. True happiness is not about a perfect life, but about a balanced and meaningful one. Happiness is not a single secret or a magic formula. It is a combination of habits, attitudes, and relationships that we build over time. The good news is that many of these factors are under our control. We may not be able to change everything in our lives, but we can choose how we spend our time, how we treat others, and how we respond to our thoughts and emotions. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope this episode has given you not only new English vocabulary and listening practice, but also some useful ideas you can try in your own life. If you found this topic interesting, you might want to reflect on which of these happiness strategies you already use and which ones you might like to develop further. Take care of yourself, stay curious, and I'll talk to you again in the next episode.